Hello everyone, Ayla here, and today I'm going to talk about the necessity of curiosity. Siguru Vasudev once said that the sign of intelligence is that we are constantly wondering and that idiots are the ones that are always damn sure of themselves, and I couldn't agree more. Curiosity necessitates a positive and productive environment. Without curiosity, we lack. We lack creativity, we lack power because we lack knowledge. The lack of curiosity is detrimental to our function as individuals and as a society. This lack of curiosity that we are experiencing, seemingly so, is not necessarily our own faults. It's partially simply because we grow up. The knowledge that we learn and are captivated by becomes truth, and we don't want to stray away from that truth, and also because society normalizes cut and dry thinking. So what can we do to combat these things? Well, right off the bat, from when we are young, we are growing up in an institution in which we are valued for our intelligence, but the intelligence is not based on truth. According to a Forbes article from 2014, we can acknowledge that intellect is based off of memorization and not how we arrive at an answer. We are valuing opinion over truth. And hugely that comes from a lack of curiosity, because one is not curious enough to ask for the truth, but rather dull enough to accept what is given without asking why. Furthermore, schools just don't happen to be creative environments any longer. A lot of the arts are being thrown out the window. The American education system isn't necessarily built upon the idea of wondering why, at least in primary school. I know that in college and university it's a lot different, but priming these children to be curious for the rest of their lives is crucial to keeping our curiosity flowing and flexible. Furthermore, society as a whole normalizes not being curious, and that alone is a really tough issue to access simply because it's so widespread. However, there are things that we can achieve and access if we acknowledge them. And in society today, our politics alone delve into this one way. It's my way or the highway, cut and dry, black and white sort of thinking, where there's only two options, and the only two options presented are the right one and the wrong one. Unfortunately, that doesn't actually seem to be so, and a lot of times we don't even ask why people present those options. We just take them and their opinions as they are, and we agree with them or disagree, and we don't ask, how come? Why is that? Why do you believe this? Furthermore, in a societal sort of way, it's not cool to not have an opinion. In today's society, you're uneducated if you don't hold an opinion. You're dumb if you don't have an opinion. And because you don't have an opinion right off the bat, you don't deserve to develop one because you're not smart enough to. This is the sort of language that is based around the idea of not being curious or being curious. And so those who are simply open to new things and don't admit to knowing something or not typically get looked down upon, because not having an opinion is not trendy, unfortunately, and mainstream media definitely promotes this idea. You can see it on the news, where CNN will be one sort of broadcast and NBC will be another one, and they can never meet or agree in the center on anything whatsoever, and they have labels and they abide by these labels without wondering and asking why they are so inherently opposed to one another. To solve these issues, or to help amend these issues, we need to start implementing creative practices that will help implement curiosity into young ones' minds and into our own. So this starts with just delving into the proper environment, creating a creative space where questions are allowed to be asked, where questions are required to be asked and promoted to be asked, and honest feedback and answers are provided. A lot of times children grow up asking questions and why. I'm sure a lot of parents with toddlers can understand this, and then all they get is just because that's the way it is. That doesn't help promote any sort of curiosity or anything whatsoever, and it negates the creativity behind a young mind. Furthermore, we need to be proactive about our question asking. We need to constantly be on the lookout to learn new things, and this can be really hard if we're very used to being set in our own ways, but I know that we can do it. Furthermore, when presented with a conflicted interest, we need to see the positive sides of this. So when you're presented with something that you disagree with, rather than saying, no, I don't like that, say, okay, I don't like this. What does it have to offer me, however? And by taking these small steps to greater implement curiosity into our lives, we can see a lot of benefits. According to Greater Good magazine, produced by Berkeley in 2015, greater curiosity means more happiness, less stress, a better insight on life. According to Inc.com, there's a greater ability to learn with curiosity because we are wondering, and this provides us the greater ability to become smarter. And this also necessitates just a greater willingness and more opportunity for us to grow and learn as individuals, creating a better, smarter community and society. As Albert Einstein said, I have no special talent, I'm only passionately curious. Furthermore, the stereotypes that are implemented into society can be squashed because we are more open to new ideas. Developing curiosity gives us a better well-being, and as Forbes also said in 2014, curiosity is necessary. It needs to be implemented in order to be innovative. This is in terms of politics, in terms of social atmospheres, and in terms of technology. Curiosity is the driving force behind change and newness. What can curiosity do for you? As James Stephen once said, curiosity will conquer fear even more than bravery will.